we are going to have a serious conversation about this book. I have been reading this book for almost 5 years. I first started reading it as an ebook, and then I got the physical copy because I thought it might help me finish reading it. And the thing is, this book, it wasn't the trigger warnings that got me. Like, let me see what the trigger warnings are. I know there's a list somewhere. Okay. There's a full list of trigger warnings in the QR code, but it says, Phantom is a dark romance. It should only be read by mature readers 18+. And there's also a national, prevention lifeline phone number and everything. And the author has bipolar disorder, and she has a wonderful blurb at the beginning of the book about her experience with it. I also struggle with mental illness, and so maybe it wasn't like the best idea to go into this book, especially when I did. I feel like 5 years ago I was in a much different place than I am now. But like, this is a dark romance, and I guess because I have gone into a lot of other dark romances that have long lists of trigger warnings, I thought, oh, I'll be fine, like, nothing's ever really affected me before, so I'm like, how bad could it be? And honestly, like, the content is not that bad. Like, the actual dark romance part of it is not that bad. But, I mean, as you can see, I'm only about, let's see what page I'm actually on. I'm on page 107 out of 384. My entire life, I have loved The Phantom of the Opera, and I have specifically always been one of those, like, Phantom stan girlies who thinks that Christine should have ended up with a Phantom. Because I don't know, I was very young when I first started singing the songs from it, and I probably wasn't fully understanding what the Phantom of the Opera is about, but at the same time, also it's completely reasonable to match your favorite characters together. Anyway, I think what I want to say is that this book affected me because the main character, it's been so long since I've done this. I really I haven't read this for so long. I'm trying to figure out what her name is. Is it Scarlet? The main character has mental breaks throughout the book, and I was like suffering to see her suffering. I don't know, it was really weird, but the way the book is written, it feels like you're way more connected to the character than in a lot of books. In a lot of books, it's just like, oh, it's a fun time, the characters just like kind of get together, like the guy does something, and then the girl is like, oh my god, I love you, and then they get together. But this, like, it envelops so much of her mental health that it's like really difficult for me to read. I think I was in a really bad headspace when I first read the book, and every time I go back to it, it's just like, it's overwhelming. It's like a flood of emotions and feelings and experiences in a way that makes it very hard for me to read. And I'm sure that other people have a different experience with this book. but for me, that's what's making it really hard for me to get through. And like, I love this author, I love the writing style, the story lives in my head. I've always wanted to go to New Orleans. I love beignets. I love the way it's written mostly about like the night and kind of the descriptions of the dark streets of New Orleans and the different quarters and the people living in them. The world building is fantastic. There's so many emotions that come with it, where it's not just a Phantom of the Opera retelling, it's also like the, experience of a woman who is suffering from pretty extreme mental illness and kind of the sheer suffering that comes along with that. So I would definitely recommend this book if you are in a stable emotional space and you don't have any connections to mental illness in a way that might make this really painful for you. But at the same time, if you are going to read it, just really watch how you're feeling. Like, I will eventually finish this book because I love this book, because it lives in my head, but it's just so hard for me to get through. It's really, really, really hard for me to get through. And I think that's why. I think it's because of the mental health aspect of it.